Jacqueline, for your work on The Revenant, whose costume did you work on first?
Leo's, definitely.
And what was the reason? Because you felt to center it?
I think it was important to figure out his character and what he would wear, and to tell the story of his character, especially for Alejandro. He's the pivotal point of the story, of course. It's the story of Hugh Glass, and I felt that if I had his look established and the feeling for it and the emotion of that costume that costume would evoke, it would kind of determine the people around him. Because I felt he was quite a different character than the other trappers. For the most part, he wasn't a trapper. He trapped for food and survival, but he was looking for something much different out in the wilderness than the other trappers. It was more of a spiritual quest for him. He had lived with the Native Americans. He communed with the animals. It was a kind of commonality between Leo and nature, that he and the animals were in it together, surviving in this very, very extreme environment. And they used each other or fought each other or did whatever, and I felt that all had to be embodied in his costume. And I knew he was the most important character spiritually for Alejandro, who's a metaphorical director. So early on I showed Alejandro 2 pictures. One was an Arikara hunter, not a warrior, a hunter in a long knee-length fur leather coat with a hood, and he was very monk-like, and Alejandro really responded to that. And then I showed him a Russian icon of a Russian monk in the early 1800s, and Leo's costume started evolving from those 2 pictures.
Do you remember when he first tried on the coat, this monk-like?
Very well. Alejandro was there in the room, and I had my cutter fitter, Rosalie Lee, who's brilliant, in the room, and he put it on, and he already had his beard, and he put it on, and he looked like a mystic almost, and I knew Alejandro would respond. I had 3 versions, but there was one version. When I took a picture of him, he was almost Jesus-like. It looked like a Russian icon. His eyes just lit up the room, and all this beard and the fur of the hood and the leather. And I saw Leo's whole body language changing. He went from modern to mountain man in about 5 minutes. It was amazing. It was an amazing transformation. And when we took fitting pictures of him in that room, and the light was coming in, it was we were in Calgary, and the light off the Rockies was all, one side of the room was glass, and it was just shining in on him, and it was like he was in this like beam of light, like from heaven, and he just lit up. I mean, it was quite an amazing moment. I'll never forget it.